Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahawah. Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahainawa Yahawah Akad. Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahainawa Yahawah Akad. Shema Yashala Yahawah Alahainawa Yahawah Akad. Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem QADASH. In the Hebrew tongue, that's giving all praise to all power. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM QADASH, man. You know, double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Most due respect. Just say Akim to our leave for work. Shalom. Shalom. To you believers, to the Akim wa Aqua, which be your brothers and sisters who subscribe to the truth. You know, THAWADAH, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI QADASH. All right, another day to feed the flock, another day to have faith and still believe in the names of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, which is the true name of our Heavenly Father, Yahawah, meaning He exists in the name BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the true name of our Heavenly Father, who is God and Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahawah, meaning He saves, He delivers through the world, we call Christ, in the name of the Holy Spirit, of God. Alright, Lord will, let's just edifying. Lord will, alright. Hey, shalom, shalom. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI Barakatah. Shalom, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI Barakatah. Alright, so today's lesson in the Muse. Alright, so we're gonna touch on some few, like 2-3 topics, articles, and a video. We got a clip, and we're just gonna bring out some scriptures that ties with the articles, okay? All right, so Lord will, let's edifying. All right, let's see. Start off with this song. All right, we're gonna play this quick little clip. All right.
You guys want to get some meat? Come to Walmart. There ain't shit in Walmart. There ain't shit in Walmart. I'm telling you guys, make peace with God. This is ridiculous. Fuck Joe Biden. I'm a man of few words, but if you guys don't stand up soon, then you're all gonna suffer. If you haven't prepped, you're a little too late. Either you die fighting or you die on your knees. You guys better be prepping. Look, you're in over there, hon.
You know, like the games and shit, or the movies would be like coming to your city soon. Coming to your store soon. All right, you got that. You can read the first one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 28, verse 1. Unto thee will I cry, O Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, my rock and rock, which is the strength. All right, so Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is our rock, he's our strength. Okay? Be not silent to me. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. So King David is praying to our power, Yahawah Yahushai, Yahawah Yahushai, our rock, our strength, pretty much to remember us. Don't forget about us, unless we be like those, which is the 2/3 that's going to fall into the pit. Those who are going to receive judgment, those who are going to die, destroyed. Okay, so in that video you saw here, expect to see more of that soon. Expect to see more some flakes appear unsown at your nearest city. your nearest Walmart, your nearest Kroger, your nearest HEB, your nearest ShopRite, C-Town, any grocery spot, okay? All right? So we pray to our Father to remember us, okay? So we don't fall into the pit. We pray to be found worthy to escape the wrath of our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So you saw how, you see it's a famine among us. All right, the supply chain that staff of bread that has been broken, which is that supply chain crisis, right? Is among us right now. It's only going to grow. That's why the brother got that in Ezekiel 5:16. God, the brother got it out too. Got it. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 16. Let me just you can use it. Like verse 16 and 17. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, the evil arrows of shortages, okay, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to you or to destroy you. And I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Yep. And that so that evil hours of famine is already here, and it's only going to increase from here on out. The shortages of your daily bread, your essential items, the things you need in your day-to-day life, food, water. There's even an article that's going into how even the shortages on fucking medical supplies. All right. So the famine is only going to increase, right? And it's going to increase because it's meant to destroy a great number of people. A lot of people are going to die a very slow and painful death. Okay. And real quick, and when it says break your staff of bread, right? I will power YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and he's now causing a food crisis, okay? A supply chain crisis, okay? We're seeing that now, the supply chain crisis. That's that staff of bread that's being broken. All right. Verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall be bereaved thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, have spoken it. That's for you 2/3. All right, this is your future. This is your very near future. Famine. Woo! What's that? Beasts, right? Yep. Beasts. Pestilence, which is those diseases, right? And blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword. And Esau Edom is the sword of our power on the left-hand side of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Esau is that sword, and he's going to be sent to kill the 2/3 of our nation, the so-called black, so-called Latinos, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native American Indians, even now people that look like other nations. They're part of 2/3 too. All right, just because you look like another nation doesn't mean you're excluded. No, your spirit, right, is an Israelite. All right. So you want to get and 22. Gone. While you get that, I'm gonna get this real quick. It's in the brother Yohana, the book of John, chapter 16, verse 20. Verily, verily, truly, truly, I shall say unto you that ye shall weep and lament. And that's us right now, the believers of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. We're weeping and lamenting right now. All right. But the world shall rejoice, and we're seeing the world rejoicing right now. The 1/3, it's like the 2/3 of our nation, and these other in the other nations, the heathen nations, even Esau Edom, the so-called white people, the Edomites. Everyone is rejoicing right now. Everyone that's a friend of this world, they're rejoicing right now. They're having a good time. They're not being judged yet on a mass scale, right? It says, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful. But your sorrow shall be turned into joy. So, you know, that whole laugh now, cry later, right? The world is laughing at us right now. They're rejoicing, having a great time. But real soon, those who are laughing now are going to be crying later on. And those who are crying right now are going to be one laughing later on. All right? The servants, the prophets are weeping and lamenting right now. The believers of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI right now are in that state of being vexed in the spirit, sorrowful, weeping and lamenting. But real soon, that's going to turn to joy. You're going to be sitting on some yan, having great abundance during the famine, while the 2/3 are just catching pure hell, looking skin and bones. All right? You're going to be eating a whole bucket of some KFC, Kingdom Fried Chicken, right? While those are out there are just catching pure hell. All right? So it's better to suffer now so you can rejoice later on. All right? Got out. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right? And the brother just read previously, he read in Ezekiel 5:16 how that our power is going to send the evil out of the famine, right? And it's only going to increase, right? It's going to increase to the point where that the sown places are going to appear unsown, even the storehouse. Because we go to the word suddenly, it goes into quickly, unexpectedly, right? All of a sudden, all at once, out of the blue, without notice. All right, it's going to be without notice to the 2/3 of our nation because they're not keeping watch. They're not taking heed to this doctrine. But the believers of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, especially to the Akim who are laboring the work, are going to constantly be watching. So it's not going to be unexpected to us. It's not going to happen suddenly to us, but we're constantly watching. We're constantly on our feet. We're constantly on our toes, waiting for prophecy to be fulfilled. All right. We're constantly preparing ourselves for that. When Yahawashi comes like a thief in the night, we're constantly on our watch post. And then we go to storehouses, right? It's a building used for storing goods. Warehouse, right? A similar term is store. A store is what? It's a retail establishment selling items to the public. So real soon, these stores, these businesses are going to appear unsold. The inventory is going to be damn near empty. All right? But only those who got the eyes to see are going to be able to see this right now. Like that scripture says that the prudent man foreseeth evil, and the prudent man foreseeth evil and hide himself. So the prudent man, the wise men are foreseeing the danger before it actually happens. And they're going to hide himself by taking heed to this doctrine. Coming back and come back to our power. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right? You saw in that video. That whole damn apartment, it was empty. Some places up here unsown. Because what? Those evil arrows of famine has been sent here. It's been increasing. It's only going to increase even more. Okay? Get that Genesis. Right. But like the 2/3 of our people, they're in that spirit. They have that mentality of I can only believe when I see it. You lack faith. All right? And faith, just paraphrasing, faith is the evidence of things not seen. Right? Just paraphrasing, you gotta have faith to be able to see something that you can't actually see. You gotta have faith in something that's not manifest to the world yet. You gotta have faith in something that you don't have yet. And the believers are going to have faith in all of the prophecies that's taking forward right now, and that's going to happen very soon. All right. What? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 47, and verse 13. There was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. So Egypt is Egypt today, and that's you can look at it as modern day Babylon, aka America. Babylon, aka America, because Babylon means bondage. A place where you are slaves. are slaves. And Babylon, aka America, is still to this very day our place of captivity. All right. You may think you're free because you're able to have a job, you can go out and travel and do things, but Esau, Edom, him being that devil, the deceiver, he deceived you by giving you all these things. But really, they're still a slave because he got you locked up right here. All right. That's why the believers, the hopeful elect, we've been free from our minds. Yes, we're still in captivity, but like the scripture says that the truth shall make you free. He's paraphrasing this truth. The wisdom and knowledge of YAHAWASHI has set our minds free. Now we understand. We understand why we're still in captivity. We understand why we've been put under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verses 15 on down. We understand why, you know, our nation looks like other nations, right? We have the understanding that gives us comfort. All right. That's why here in Babylon, you know, even though we may be vexed in the spirit, but we also you know, we also receive some comfort because we understand why, because our power is freed our minds, right? But yeah, anywho, Babylon, Egypt, you know, modern day Babylon, aka America, right? It's gonna be a famine here. It's gonna be a lack of bread, right? And it's gonna get to the point where people are gonna be feeble. People are gonna be so weak, so tired. They're gonna start looking like skin and bones. And for those who still look healthy at that time, it's because they're eating other people. We're coming to those times again. Again, people are going to be eating people. Humans are going to be on the menu. Then again, even eating other people, they're not going to look healthy either. They're going to look fucking whacked out. Yeah, even though they may not look like skin and bones, but they're going to be whacked the fuck out of their mind. They're going to look at you like a meal. Yep. You get that Matthew 24:19. All right. All right, and we're definitely coming to the times where a lot of you single women that got children, you know, you like Brother Harvey saying, you're that independent bitch syndrome spirit, right? You're in the spirit of being independent, right? And you got children, and you're a non-believer, careless, you don't want to come back to our power. Woe to you guys and your children. And the days are coming in, boy. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Woe, destruction to those who are with child in those days, and that give suck in those days, right? Paraphrasing. And what do we got going on right now? An uprising, uproars of women, of you wicked ass bitches. I ain't gonna say women because I'm wicked bitches. Y'all wicked as fuck. Right? You're shameless. I'm gonna call you a bitch. Exactly why our power called you. All right, you're considered as a dog, shameless, and we know a dog is what? A puta, a bitch. All right. So a lot of you pregnant bitches, you wicked ass women, right? That's currently pregnant right now. Woe to you and to your child, and those that get stuck in those things. All right, sucks to you and your fucking GMO baby. All right. So I'm gonna get another clip. I mean, not another clip, another poster article. But let's start off. Get another article about the Department of Homeland Security. Is it? No, wrong. All right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 3 and 4. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou will understand that the Most High YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we're seeing that now, right? All these wicked ass what's that brother prophet Babylon said? The fucking Evilite, a ball. I think the brother of ball, right? You know, you Eve's got you Eve's like a whole nation. You fucking Evilite. You Evilite, right? A whole nation of fucking wicked bitches, man. Yep. Right? We're seeing that right now. We're seeing these people that's with the whole abortion thing, right? We're seeing the uproars of them, right? And when you go into uproars, right, is a disturbance, riotous person, a tumult, which means a loud, confused noise, especially one caused by a large mass of people. And we're seeing that now. You got a great number of these Edomites that's rising up, that's causing disturbance, uproar, because of what? They can no longer get pregnant every week and kill their child, make a sacrifice onto modern day Molech. All right, they're upset about that. They're upset that it can be a murder. All right. Like that comedian said, he was like, you the only killer in the car, bitch. Right? He was listening to music, to some 50 Cent. He's like, I got my gun rolling out, and then the old girl was like, I don't want to hear all that murder and shit. He looked at old girl like, you the only murderer in the car, bitch.
Yeah. But that's true though. That's true, man.
Good. Right? No, you Edomites are the only you murderers. Right? You know how destroyed you gotta be, how destroyed you gotta be in your mind that you get upset that you can't get abortions no more. You can't so-called legally kill your unborn child. Yo, you deserve to get hit with a nuke. You deserve that shit. And a lot of you women are about to get nuked the fuck up. A lot of you women about to get ravished. You about to get piped out like 10 men, 20 men. For like 3 days going on, a whole week. Who knows? All right? You want dick, bitch, you gonna get a whole lot of it. Yo. You gonna die after getting so many dicks. All right? They probably kill your eyes and make some sancocho out of your eyes. All right, go ahead. But don't know what sancocho is. It's like it's a Spanish meal, like a soup. You have like meat in it, corn, vegetables, right? We call it sancocho. So, you know, you're gonna see a whole nigga head in a bowl of sancocho. You're gonna see Eve's right titty in a bowl.
Hey, we laugh, but it's serious as hell, man. Hey, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. There shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men. Right? Sedition means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of the action. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, right? And we're seeing that now, right? We're seeing people, we're seeing that conduct, a speech that's inciting people to rebel against the kings and princes of Babylon, aka America. A similar term would be agitation, which means the action of arousing and public concern an issue and pressing for action on it. Another similar term would be rioting, behave in a unrestrained way. And real soon, these quote unquote so-called peaceful protests are going to become very violent. It's no longer going to be these Edomites, these Sodomites, these wicked ass people just screaming and hollering with posters and shit. No, they're going to start using live rounds. They'll start shooting motherfuckers up. They're going to have glasses of bottle with some flammable liquid in it.
They'll make a whole Molotov, man.
Whole Molotov and start burning motherfuckers up. All right, it's about to get very physical soon. It's going to go from uproar to rioting. It's going to go from verbal to physical. Okay, you got it.
This is verse 17. Look.
Oh, for those who I'll get that article again. I'll read it for y'all. Right. It says the Department of Homeland Security warns of violent extremists likely in wake of Roe versus Wade decision. All right, real soon it's about to get very violent. It's about to be very physical. Mark,
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 24 through 26. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
and we're seeing that. We're seeing Babylon. You see the Egyptians are going against each other. We're seeing Babylon going against Babylon. See the Babylon, aka verse, going against itself, and because of that, it's crumbling, it's falling. All right, what?
Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end.
So when the kingdom is going against itself, and how does that happen? You've got the people going against their kings and princes of that kingdom. So you got these Babylonians going against, the head Babylonian. All right, and that's causing that division. It's causing this place to crumble even more. And at some point, it's going to lead to a civil war. All right, I'm gonna get that right now in the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 25 and 26, in the NLT version. YAHAWASHI knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. So this kingdom, Babylon, aka America, is going to be divided by civil war. And because of that, this bitch is doomed. It's predestined to be doomed. It's going to happen soon. A town or family splintered by fueling will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. All right, and this place, Babylon, aka America, is not destined to survive. It's not destined to heal again like it did in the past. All right, it's only going to crumble to the point where it's going to literally be utter destroyed. There's going to be no more Babylon, no more Edomites ruling. Okay.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
So the modern day Egyptians, Babylon, aka the Babylonians, aka Americans. Okay.
They shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against their neighbor, or his neighbor, Slakia. City against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
So that sounds like civil war to me. All right, you want to have the Egyptians going against the Egyptians. All right, because of what? These damn Edomites can no longer kill their fucking GMO baby. All right, they can no longer get pregnant every week. All right, they can no longer be a stop. All right, that's going to make women become more aware, more it's going to cause women to be more careful about who they gonna fuck next, who dick they gonna suck next, who dick they gonna get robbed by next. All right. So we're gonna get this next article. Let's see. Shit, I ain't bring it out. Well, there's an article I want to bring out. I forgot to upload it, but it's an article that goes into about that the UN chief, pretty much he's warned about how this global supply chain crisis is going to be a very big time and very near in the future, which is very near, is going to be considered as catastrophic. It's going to be the worst one that this place has ever experienced. All right, so we're gonna get some scriptures that's related to that. All right, about the UN chief warns worsening food shortages could lead to global catastrophic. So we're gonna start off with Second Edges 16 to 21. The book of Second Edges, chapter 16, verse 21. You get that up.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evil grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
You see all these people that's driving about, that's living their lives. You still got 2/3 of our nation, right? That's still catching flights, having a great time, still trying to live it up. And that mentality of YOLO, right? You only live once, apparently. Really, that's going on, right? They're not taking heed to the prophet. They're not afraid of the truth being blown. They're still living it up because of what? Victuals shall be so good cheap. Your daily bread is so affordable. The things that you need for your day-to-day life is still affordable. You still can buy it. And because of that, even though there's so many signs that there's already a global supply chain crisis here, constant warning about a fucking EMP hitting Babylon, cyber attack, the economic system is about to crash, right? Everyone's about to be broke, with famine. You got people dropping dead left and right from the fucking donkey kong juice, the fucking hot sauce juice, right? It's just so much going on, but because visuals is still so cheap to them, right? And they're not being affected by the perilous time, they think everything is good. Like, okay, no, it's happening over there. It's not happening over here. All right, so they think everything's good. But because of that, right, while they still think that everything's good, evil, bad times are growing. It's being concocted in a pot. It's only going to grow and grow to the point where that spill, when that pot drops and that spill starts traveling, that spill is going to make its way to your hood, to your town, to your city. And you're going to start feeling it. And then by the time you get hit with that spill, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too messy. You can't clean it.
This is something that's going to affect the whole nation of the United States, man. Yep. So it's not going to skip you, nigga. It's going to happen to you.
Get that Lamentation. Book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9. Hey, all we can do is just keep prophesying, keep warning. You can't get it. Hey, it is what it is. Well, yeah, the signs are there. It's everywhere. You got a lot of Israelite men, so-called black men, so-called Hispanic, Latino men, so-called Native American Indian men, and even our brothers that look like other nations. That's prophesying. You ain't never seen that before. You ain't never seen a great number, almost every city, all throughout YouTube, of so-called black men, so-called Hispanic men, so-called Native American Indian men. Our brothers that look like the heathen nations are all prophesying the same doctrine under the same name, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. 4:9. There's so many signs, but yet people are still ignoring it. What?
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
So it's better to get killed with the modern day sword, which is what, the gun, right? A rifle, a machine gun, whatever, because it's a quick death. So it's better to be killed a quick death, like the sword, right, the gun, than to have a slow, painful death, dying of starvation. That shit hurts. Speaking from example, man. In the past, before I moved back to Texas, I was living in Florida. I was catching pure fucking hell. YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI was whooping my ass over there, trying to get me to wake up. I went 7 nights with no food. My meal was just water. I had water just for 7 nights. The next time I saw my reflection, yo, I was hurt. I'm like, damn, I got so skinny. That put so much fear in me. So just imagine, the ungodly, the
the non-believers, where you ain't gonna be able to eat for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And if you do eat, you probably just had crumbs, or you probably had someone's foot, someone's hand, someone's thigh. You ate someone's ass cheek. You ate someone. All right, you're gonna be looking real bad. It hurts. I'm telling you, it hurts to go that many nights with no food. That shit will start fucking with you psychologically, mentally, spiritually, overall as a whole being. Right? Well, please find a way. Fruit fruit for what? Of the fruits of the field. Fine. Yeah, so that's pretty much the point. It's better to have a quick death than to have a slow, painful death, and that's the famine, man. Starvation. All right, so if you're 2/3, you start catching hell, you better pray to have a quick death. You better pray to our Father, like, hey, can you send somebody to put a bullet through my head? Get me out quick. All right, because man, that starvation ain't no joke. All right, get Matthew 24:7. All right, we're coming. Hey, we're waiting those times, man. Oh, we're definitely times when the famine of words about to hit. Yeah. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, and mind you, when there's a famine, when there's no food, that's going to cause people to rise up against one another. We're already seeing nations rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing that growing famine. We're seeing pestilences, diseases, viruses, pandemics, an outbreak, a disease outbreak, right? Going on, taking place. All right. Yeah, the part of that scripture, you want to get the famine. Because even you even got the UN chief warning people like, yo, the school shortage is only going to get worse. Okay? What? This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 49. I will send upon thee widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy house with destruction and death. So our power is going to send plagues here upon Babylon, especially throughout the world, but especially this fucking whore, Babylon, aka America. All right, widowhood. A lot of you women about to lose your men. You really about to be hellish out this bitch. All right, you ain't gonna have that coverage, that protection. You're gonna be by yourself. For those who didn't see that video, there was 3 chicks, just out and about late night, being careless, right? Doing some wicked shit. Middle of the night, a chick came out of nowhere and started whooping all 3 of them. All 3 of them tried to fight back, but they still wasn't strong enough. So just imagine when you got a whole block of chicks coming out looking for your woman that did them dirty as fuck. You put them on child support. You cause them to go to jail. You cause them hell because you want to get Section 8, family first, child support. You want to keep having more benefits, and by doing that, you got to put your baby fathers through hell. They're gonna come looking for your ass and fuck your ass up. A lot of you women that like to show your body publicly on social media, out here in public, don't think that there's not some weirdos out here tracking your every step, your every move. You go to this place at this time, this place at that time. You like to do these things. You like to go to the bar, club, either Friday nights or Saturday night, to this to this place, right? When you take pictures, you got the location on it. They tracking your every move. And they're gonna wait to that perfect opportunity to get your ass. And you're gonna be hellish. You're gonna become a fucking widow, right? They said poverty, right? Poverty, a state of being poor. This bitch about to really look like a third world country because what? Famine, ain't gonna be no food.
A lot of you are going to die a slow, painful death. And what's that? The sword, pestilence, Esau is about to be activated on a highest level, right? Because Esau is that sword. He's our power sword, and our power is about to literally just remove the whole sword from the whatever I don't know what you call it, but you know we put the sword in. Our power is about to remove the whole sword and start using that sword to start actually executing judgment, putting blood on that sword. That's gonna be Esau, okay?
He's gonna try to the best of his ability to fuck all y'all up, man.
Yep. And our power is gonna put the spirit on this fucking devils to do so. And they said, what, pestilence? A lot of people are starting dropping dead from diseases, viruses. Whether it was made in Esau's lab or something completely new that's going to come directly from our power. All right?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, thy power I will even rend it with the stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be
Yeah, I was like, wait, that's not the one I was looking for.
It's lucky. This is the actual Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it.
So we're seeing that the staff of bread being broken. That what? The supply chain crisis, and that's causing a food shortage, causing a famine. And our power is going to do that to take this. Like the last part and our power is going to do that to what? To cut off man and beast from it. So even beasts, cattle, beasts, animals are also going to get hit with famine. They're going to be affected by it. It's going to get to the point where they're going to start eating on corpse, on dead bodies. They'll start eating people. Remember the article, there was a chick, she had 20 cats. All 20 of her cats ate the bitch. Fucking cats. A domestic house cat. 20 of these motherfuckers ate her. So don't be surprised you start seeing chihuahuas eating motherfuckers. Cats, squirrels, mouse, a pigeon. Yo, it's about to get bad out here, man. All right. So we already see that now. Our power has broken that staff of bread. It's causing that supply chain. 5 and 7.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, have spoken it.
Brought out earlier, we brought out again. All right, a lot of y'all about to get killed by the famine. All right, because when you go into these a book of Haggai, chapter 1:11, where it goes into how our power is going to cause a drought, and it's meant to starve you, right? That drought is going to cause what? The ground to not produce food. The drought is going to be so bad that it's going to cause the cattle, beasts, our food, meat to die. All right? You're going to starve. All right? It's going to cause a famine. Okay?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 12. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword, and he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them.
Right? Besiege, right? We're going to read that again, but I'm going to go into the word besiege so you have a better understanding. You know, try to visualize it too, okay? Besiege, right? It says surround a place with armed forces in order to capture it or force its surrender, lay siege to. All right? We go into siege. It means a military operation in which enemy forces surround a town or building, cutting off essential supplies with the aim of compelling the surrender of those inside. So those who are caught up in that siege, right, is to cause you to surrender to these damn devils, so you can what? So you can take that charagma, that mark that's mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 to 17. Okay, he's gonna send a military operation squad to cause that siege, to cause a famine within your town, your building, to cause your essential supply item to not come in, to starve you out, to make you catch hell so you can surrender to Esau Edom, so you can bow down to that Quran. Okay? Don't go to the next article. Another article, real quick. So it says here, it says the Afghan health official warned of disease outbreak among earthquake survivors. And there was an article before that how I think it was like 1,000 Afghans that got swallowed up in an earthquake. Yeah, grounds was like opening up, it was breaking to where these Afghanis was falling into that shit. Just how it happened in the past. Our power opened up the earth and caused so many Israelites to be swallowed up in that bitch. Expect to see that happen again, but expect that in Babylon too, because this is where most of the Israelites are at, the wicked ones too. All right. Expect this one day have an earthquake, the ground opens up, and you start seeing a great number of people fall into it, like that movie with the Rock. That movie fucking. It was based off of Los Angeles, where it was a big ass earthquake, and you start seeing so many people, their cars and things of this world was being swallowed into the fucking earthquake. All right. So and then right after that earthquake in Afghan, right, it says that a disease outbreak was among earthquake survivors. All right. So we're gonna get Luke chapter 21, verse 11. This will be the last scripture. Book Luke 21.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
So we're seeing earthquakes hitting diverse places that's not known to be hit with earthquakes, different kinds of storms, right? Like if I'm mistaken, not too long ago, Mexico, right, it's hot as fuck. They got hit with fucking snow hail. It looks like it's winter out the bitch.
fucking Saudi Arabia got hit with a fucking flood. When one of those desert places got hit with like a tsunami and shit. All right, there's places, diverse places that's getting hit with storms that don't normally get hit with. Okay? And famine and pestilences and fear of sight and great signs shall there be from heaven. And we're seeing that pestilence right now as we speak. You got pestilence after pestilence after pestilence after fucking pestilence just coming out like Esau dropping a new album, like Jake dropping a new album. You got Donkey Kong, a fucking Vicky 2.0. Then you got this new shit called the Moorburg virus, some shit, right? Different type viruses where you know your the symptoms will be bleeding out of your fucking eyes, bleeding out of your nose, your rectum, anywhere that has like a hole, you will bleed out of it. Your eyes get real red, looking like the motherfuckers the movie zombie movie 28 days later, 28 weeks later. All these zombie movies where you know the symptoms when they get hit with a pestilence, they'll start bleeding from their eyes, their ears, their nose, their mouth. Everybody starts sweating out blood coming out of their penis, their vagina, their anus, right? Anywhere there's a hole. All right, that's what's going on in Afghanistan. The survivors of that earthquake, and we're also seeing that globally. But it's going to get to the point where, you know, every time you look down the street, you don't see somebody that's suffering from a fucking pestilence. All right, it might be like Resident Evil plus I Am Legend plus 28 days later, 28 weeks later plus Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Dead, plus, you know, all these zombie films, they put in one fucking film. It's about to get bad out here, man. It's about to get real bad. All right. So Lord willing, the lesson was edifying. All right. You know, we're going to close out by giving a much to our praise, our and glory, names, our power. All right. Blow the trumpet real quick. Still learning. Still learning. But hey, blow the trumpet, all right? We're talking about, all right? It's locked in, my throat is hurting, but you know, I give all praise on the glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right? Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, brew on D12. Much due respect. Just to say, Akim for our labor works. The Shalom, the believers, and the Akim for Aqua, which we work the sisters, we drop to the truth. DTA, Bob before soon. Bob Yasharala. Lord willing, that's what's edifying. All right, close out. One.